Tonight's Coronation Street sees the investigation into Theo Silverton's death take a dramatic turn after Summer is officially cleared of any involvement. But while this development brings relief for one resident, it could spell trouble for Gary. Elsewhere, Megan makes an unexpected return and resumes her campaign of intimidation against Will. Tyrone's choice to finally come forward with what he witnessed on the night Theo died sets off a chain reaction across the street, starting with Summer's release. Thrilled by the news, she contacts Todd from prison to confirm that she will soon be freed after the case against her falls apart. However, Summer's exoneration creates a fresh challenge for Gary. Kit has long believed Gary knows more about Theo's death than he admits, and with Summer no longer a suspect, the detective can now focus all his attention on pursuing that line of inquiry. Kit wastes no time in confronting Gary, making it clear that he will be keeping a close eye on him. The renewed scrutiny also leaves Maria nervous, especially as she previously provided Gary with a false alibi that could now come back to haunt her. Meanwhile, Tyrone worries that his late confession will make him the target of suspicion among his neighbors. His concerns prove justified when Todd corners him in the Rovers and demands an explanation for why he waited so long before speaking up and helping Summer. Maria's concerns continue to grow as she becomes increasingly convinced that Gary is hiding something from her, and Sarah appears to be connected to whatever secret he is keeping. Her fears intensify when Sean casually mentions that Gary and Sarah spent the entire morning together, leading Maria to suspect there may be more than friendship between the former couple. A flashback later reveals Gary standing on scaffolding on the night Theo died. Looking down at Theo's body below, he cuts a suspicious figure, raising even more questions about his possible involvement in the tragedy. Elsewhere, Will receives a message from Lee, an old running companion from Hull who was also manipulated by Megan in the past. Believing he is meeting Lee, Will agrees to see him, only to discover that Megan has tricked him and arranged the encounter herself. She is determined to persuade him to withdraw his statement against her, but whether her tactics will succeed remains to be seen. At the same time, Sam discusses the incident involving Will's water bottle with Roy. Still convinced that the disturbing visions of Roy he has been seeing are genuine, Sam shares his concerns. Although Roy is puzzled by the conversation, he does not yet realize the significance of what Sam is telling him. Next week in Coronation Street, tensions within the Webster family explode in dramatic fashion as a gun enters the picture, and events spiral out of control. The long-running feud between Carl and Kevin reaches breaking point after Kevin discovers that Carl deliberately tried to tamper with his car's brakes. Despite attempts from Ronnie and Tyrone to calm the situation, both men prepare for confrontation. Kevin grabs a wrench while Carl arms himself with a firearm, raising fears that the family conflict could end in tragedy. Elsewhere, Nick is struggling to cope following Sam's hospital admission. The incident has highlighted just how serious Sam's mental health difficulties have become, leaving Nick overwhelmed and angry. His frustration soon spills over onto Eva and Ben, creating fresh tensions within the family and threatening to tear relationships apart. At the same time, Maria becomes increasingly convinced that Gary is hiding something from her. Her suspicions focus on Sarah, and she begins to wonder whether the pair are having an affair. Meanwhile, Sarah's partner Kit is secretly preparing to take their relationship to the next level, setting the stage for potential drama involving all four of them. Debbie's closest friends also rally together for a special surprise, but their plans take an unexpected turn when they find themselves stepping in to help Brody. Elsewhere, Betsy receives life-changing news that could transform her future. As Carl searches for legitimate employment, Kevin refuses to provide him with a reference. Soon afterwards, Carl is contacted with an offer involving questionable work opportunities. Matters worsen when Kevin sees evidence of Carl attempting to interfere with his vehicle and confronts him directly. Tempers flare even further when Tyrone and Ronnie admit they already knew about Carl's actions. With emotions running high, Kevin reaches for a wrench while Carl opens a package and reveals a gun. Meanwhile, Nick anxiously waits for updates on Sam's condition. Consumed by worry, he lashes out at Eva and Ben, blaming them for introducing Megan into Sam's life. Eva later reassures Ben that Will is capable of coping with the pressures of the upcoming trial, regardless of Sam's involvement. A separate plan unfolds as Debbie's friends gather with their luggage for a mystery trip. Following a heavy night, one member of the group insists that everyone switch off their phones the following day. Maria's fears deepen when she spots Gary embracing Sarah and hears him urging her to delete their messages. Concerned that something inappropriate is happening, she confides in Fizz and Izzy. Elsewhere, Betsy, Brody, and Dylan head to the precinct after being refused service at the pub. Their outing takes a dangerous turn when a gang demands their drinks. Brody orders the others to run before drawing the troublemakers away himself. Kit also reveals a major secret, admitting that he intends to propose to Sarah, but is uncertain how she will react. Later, a heartfelt conversation leaves him emotional when he realizes how much he values being part of the family. Back at the garage, Kevin takes possession of Carl's gun, believing it to be fake. He points it at Carl, but as Ronnie attempts to intervene, the weapon suddenly discharges, leaving everyone stunned and terrified. Later, Debbie overhears threats being made against Carl by a dangerous associate demanding he complete a job. Concerned, she presses him to explain exactly what trouble he has become involved in. Elsewhere, Betsy confides that she has secured a place at a prestigious fashion college in London. Although thrilled by the opportunity, she fears leaving Dylan behind and has not yet informed her mother about the offer. Nick continues to struggle with the reality of Sam's condition and once again vents his anger at Ben. Meanwhile, Debbie and her friends come to Brody's rescue and successfully scare away the gang pursuing him. As Dev and Tim grow worried over their partner's lack of contact, Todd informs Sarah that Maria firmly believes she is involved with Gary. Maria later tells Gary they need a serious conversation, leaving him visibly uneasy. The aftermath of the gun incident takes a toll on Debbie. Haunted by nightmares and overwhelmed by stress, she clashes with Tracy over a flower order. As pressure mounts, her dementia symptoms worsen, and a sudden loud noise pushes her to breaking point. Gary then unveils plans for a large family holiday, delighting Izzy, Jake, and Liam. However, Maria remains unconvinced by the gesture and suspects the trip is simply an attempt to distract her from his secret relationship with Sarah. Elsewhere, Betsy finally shares her college news with her family, Kit chooses an engagement ring for Sarah, and Sam makes a request to visit Roy. Coronation Street actor Rob Mallard has reportedly ended his relationship with boyfriend Matthew Martin after nearly 4 years together. According to reports, the pair have gone their separate ways following a long-term romance that first became public when they attended the British Soap Awards together in 2023. The couple have seemingly cut ties on social media, with both no longer following each other on Instagram. In addition, Rob is said to have removed all photographs featuring Matthew from his account, fueling speculation that the relationship has come to an end. Rob is best known for portraying Daniel Osborne in the long-running ITV soap, and news of the reported split has surprised many fans who had followed the couple's relationship over the past few years. Coronation Street is broadcast on ITV1 on weekday evenings at 8:30 p.m. and is also available to stream on ITVX.